I'm so cute. Meow. This
Oh,
skill
dude.
buffs a
Nice.
Get away. Meow. A basic skill
This guy.
also triggers.
What's going on, guys? Today we're going to dive into the Catwoman herself and the Sperm Says. Both going to be in 2 videos, reacting to both, get them out the way. Just because it's just quicker. They're both going to be in the new mystery summon thing, so I figured might as well just do both at the same time and react to both of them. And if you guys know, I do not read skills. I like to do videos. One of my favorite things in these games, because the beginning thing of them is being a hero collector. So a light thief 5-star and a light dark warrior 4-star actually. So it's easier technically to get Clarissa than it would be to get this Says. So let's look at them. I got the videos loaded up and let's go. Boom, here we go. Clarissa, battle thirsty nun of the Blue Cross who transformed into a cat. That is their storyline.
The Holy Order of the Blue Cross requested Rengar to find a way to prevent Clarissa from being too violent and out of control.
So turned her into a
The
cat.
Rengar scientists decided to work with the theory that cats are lovable even when they're being violent.
Wow.
And naturally, decided they must turn Clarissa into a cat.
And naturally, I like that.
I'm so cute. Meow. This skill buffs a caster while also decreasing debuff duration for all allies for 2 turns. Meow, I'm angry. Clarissa attacks and makes all enemies unhealable, while decreasing buff duration by 1 turn.
Nice.
Get away! Meow! A basic skill
This guy.
also triggers a dual attack if the buff is granted.
Interesting.
Kitty Clarissa is a support warrior who assists and is assisted by her allies.
Support warrior.
She can support your team by using I'm so cute, meow, to dispel ally debuffs while granting immunity to herself. Meow, I'm angry is an AoE attack skill that decreases buff durations by 1 turn and distorts the enemy's team attack rhythm. Get away,
Team
meow!
attack rhythm.
Triggers a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack when Clarissa is buffed, delivering a series of powerful coordinated attacks.
So, interesting enough, that's actually insane. And I think that, let's go to her little character sheet. Alright, so here we are. So first of all, they're saying that she is a support warrior. Funny enough, like, there are characters like this, and this is probably, I feel like, the first time that they ever mentioned this, because, like, certain characters, like, especially the mages are plagued with this, like, all over the place, where they have these mages in the mage category, but they're more like supports, controllers. They're not like a mage where it's like they're meant to do damage. So this is the first time I've ever seen them like, no, this is definitely a support. Like, but you know, of course, we're still gonna be interested in how much damage a warrior does put out. But since it is a support, which kind of might sucky a little bit in comparison to the artifact support that you're gonna get instead of making this a soul weaver. You know, I don't know why they didn't have it as a soul weaver. So it's going to make me interested to think what kind of artifacts. We'll go into the artifacts in a little bit, but let's read this again. So attacks within damage dealt is great to the max health, so that's cool. And it's going to bring force a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. Now, that's pretty good, obviously. There's a little tuning that you can do when you bring this character in. And again, this is the 4-star character, so you're very likely to maybe have this. Now, the Estuade. Let's look after awakening. Attacks all enemies with the Morning Star while raging. 60% chance to decrease the buff duration by 1 turn and make them unhealable for 2. If the caster is granted loveliness, effect chance is increased by 20. Now, the loveliness is in S3, so S3, S2, and then I guess S1 them to death, right? That's kind of how they're looking at it. Let's see. Wiggles tails cutely, decreasing debuff duration on all allies by 2 turns. So this automatically happens. So you probably just, yeah, you pretty much want to S2, but obviously you want to do this after the buffer's turn. So again, we're having that dilemma where you want the character to be fast, but not too fast. But you still have her own buff, giving her immunity and loveliness for 3 turns. So you still kind of want to S3, but this would pretty much taking anyone's, debuff duration on the allies. I apologize. So you could S3 pretty much safely, but that has to be them doing something to you first. But it's really good after a few turns have passed, you know, because that's when you'll probably have debuffs. But S3 first, then get your loveliness. The loveliness makes this more viable, up to 80%, and then I'm pretty sure they're gonna make it an extra 20% through skill ups, making it 100% to take the stuff away. So pretty good. The S1 being a automatic dual attack is very strong, like ridiculously strong, especially in certain Ranger comps with the Infinity Basket and Rose Hargana. Like that's gonna be very, very strong to have her in there. Like she's gonna be really good with like Scurry and stuff like that. So she's definitely a solid character. I just gotta look in game real quick and look at what warrior artifacts can she use that are 4 and 5 star that support a support warrior. Star Gauntlet seems good. Obviously, she doesn't have any healing, but as long as she has high health, she'll be able to not get debuffed that often, even though she does have a somewhat cleanse in her kit. But I guess this would be not that bad. This one, I guess, like you don't necessarily need the attack portion of it, but the speed as your health gets low is not that bad. Dorandel being a really good option. Obviously, the lower her health, when her health gets lower than 75%, every time she gets attacked, she'll get combat readiness. That's really good. And that's pretty much it. The 3-star artifacts, obviously, there are a lot of good ones in there. You know, notable, but like Ranins or Candlestick, one of the best ones in the business. And you know, I guess Envoy's Pipe would be really good. And that's about it, you know, if I have to think about it, really. But she, like a support warrior doesn't have too much of it. Like it would actually be better if they made her a knight, a support knight. You know, then you have a little bit of things where you're taking damage or, you know, things like that. But Durandal will probably be the absolute best for her. All right, let's take a look at Sez. A vicious killer who threatens Sez's life. Hopefully they give like a backstory. Like I know Celestial Mercedes is an alien, so I'm curious of why like he's here. Maybe he's just an alien that was told to kill him for some reason. Ooh, that smirk.
A deadly weapon modeled after Sez.
By
It
who?
was created by a scientist who narrowly escaped Sez's rampage.
Oh, okay.
He strives to prove his worth through Sez's demise.
He looks like Dante, dude. He completely looks like Dante.
Light Storm. An attack skill that deals huge damage to
Woo!
the target. If the target is stunned, the attack will penetrate the defense. Evil Claws. An AoE skill that increases the caster's combat readiness.
Okay, maybe by
Dreamy
how many hit?
Ironies. A basic attack skill with a chance to stun the target.
S1 stun on a thief? Oh god.
Specimen Sez is a light elemental thief that can deal huge amounts of damage as long as certain conditions are met. If Light Storm is used after stunning the target with an ally's assistance, Specimen Sez can penetrate the target's defense by 100% and inflict extensive damage.
100% penetration.
In order to inflict huge AoE damage, utilize Evil Claw's Soulburn effect.
Very basic how he works, but obviously stuns, so you're going to be looking for characters with stuns. He has his own stun, and it's funny how they bring a dual attacker, right? So they have, if you get one, you have a dual attack. If he's your highest attacker, he'll dual attack, stun, and then S3 on his turn. So, you know, that's kind of funny how they actually have them kind of synergize a little bit. And here we are, nice and simple, right? So the S1 has a 35. Ooh. Why does he have a better stun rate than Zeno? Actually, again, and you guys know, if you guys know me, I actually been dying. I always want to look for a character that's good on counter, and this might really be it. I say this on every character, but 35% chance to stun, plus probably going up, maybe even, imagine if it gets to 50% chance to stun would be insane. But 35 is still pretty good, and like I said, on dual attacks, on counter attacks as well, and he's gonna stun you. Now here we go. S2 gives combat range 50%. If that goes up any higher, that's ridiculous. He pretty much gets a free turn. And attacks the enemy with if the enemy is penetrates their defense 100%, like they said. That's insane. And this is on a relatively low cooldown, especially when you get 50%. Again, we're gonna go to the artifacts. I mean, pretty bread and butter, I would have to say, especially because there's one that's obviously obvious, you know. Moonlight Blade, come on. I mean, especially if you didn't happen to get Violet. I'm still trying to get Violet myself. But obviously this card's really good. It gives him a chance to dodge an attack. And if he's on counter, you know, dodge, don't take damage, get an attack buff, counter, stun, ridiculousness. Still not a fan of this, but he actually doesn't need this because he has a way to penetrate 100% and counter. But obviously if he does some damage, you can penetrate defense. He has an AoE skill, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I actually really do not like this artifact. I feel like it does not do as much damage as advertised for a 4-star artifact. It's Dust Devil. It's come on. Ladies and gentlemen, the best artifact for him. Attack, stun, get an extra turn, S3. Bread and butter. We all know that this is every thief just is just the best. It's the best. Now we have these new ones. Alexia's Backsit is not that bad. Attack and crit chance going up at the end of the turn with a chance to happen. 20% is pretty, it's okay, but in comparison to what you can still get from like another thing, even the butterfly mandolin, when you get attacked, you get a like 4 or 8% chance to get an extra turn. Pretty low, but like I said, the ability to stun and then go into your S3 is huge. But the S3 hopefully does a good amount of damage, even if you don't have that prerequisite of a stun. This is obviously good. Attack percentage going up by 60% after getting a kill and guaranteeing stealth so you don't get hit. Wind Rider is still one of the best for the thieves. Purple Talisman, I think would still be okay with him. Of course, getting some evasion for free and attack for free, making him more slippery. But, you know, it depends on his actual speed, I would have to say, like how fast he's getting turns. Plus, he has the 50% combat readiness, so we're going to see how that actually adds in. And that's it. Obviously, like I said, the Butterfly Mandolin, I think it's only 8%, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 8% to get an extra turn. So if you don't have RNL but want to believe in the dream, maybe get this, but there's still other ones that are pretty good. Tonfa still being amongst one of the better ones if you want to just deal a lot of early damage, especially if you can get the prerequisite stun with another character. There's tons of characters that have stuns, so you could do that to get a stun and then on your turn blow it up. So there's a lot of cool. He's very, 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 very good for combos. And, you know, I think that the ability to synergize with tanks that have stuns, even Angelica has a stun on the S1. You know, like you can really build a really good composition with him, knowing that you will 100% cleave one unit. Pretty good. I know, yes, Scurry has it as well. He doesn't even need a prerequisite to penetrate, but it's not 100% penetrate. It's like 80. But his other parts, like the fact that he comes with a stun, is good. So he can stun, other people can stun. I don't know why they said he has a mace. I guess that's a mace. But come on, he's literally the salt unit. He was made by a scientist that almost got killed by Sez. So he made Dante and was like, yo, find this dude. And then Sez is scared for his life because this guy, I mean, if you put them against each other, you have a guy, he can stun him. Sez is only doing good damage if he's half health. This guy's like, I'm going to stun you. And then, you know, get myself combat readiness, and then this. Like, if he could two-turn, like, a character, like, depending on his speed, that'd be crazy. Because, you know, he might not have too much speed. I'm assuming, like, 110, something around there. Probably less than that, but, you know, someone, I don't know, not that many characters that have stuns can do that, but Saratu, Domino, you know, characters that have AoE stuns, so then he can come after that and then just insta kill them with the light storm, and it looks pretty good, definitely clean. But yeah, hopefully that was good enough for you guys. Of course, this link, which is pretty much the update link, will be in the description as well. The Discord, this is during the guild, this big guild update. So if you guys are looking for a guild, I will say it again. If you need a guild, I do have some spots open, but it's first come, first serve. And who knows, by the time I make this video, it might already all be used up. You know, sorry. But yeah. And of course, last but not least, if you guys have any extra financial and can spare it on the lovely channel here, remember, even $1 goes a long way. I would really much appreciate it. And yeah, that's going to be in the Patreon link below. I am out, because apparently we have a few more hours before the reset happens, and I want to do my dailies and everything like that, so when everything is live, you know, I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, peace.